Boss, it's great having you here. We connected in Dubai when you were commentating for Karate Combat. It was you and George St. Pierre, who's been on the show as well, and you guys had the full Kanduras on, which is great. Yeah. I got one of those as well, and it was great to connect. Really exciting to see Karate Combat in person. Luke Rockhold fought that night, and man, it was just really intense. And that organization's blowing up, and I love seeing that they got the A-team with you and GSP commentating. Maybe I'll start with that. How'd you get involved with Karate Combat? And it seems to be one of the most exciting leagues. Joe Rogan showed up in Austin, and a lot of people are talking about this. Does it feel really cool to be part of something that's so hot right now?
Yeah, it's gigantic for me. So they called me about 5 years ago, and they said they were going to start a full contact karate league. And I go, dude, because my biggest wish was when I stopped fighting, I said I want to do the 100-man kumite to wrap up my career. But by then I was so injured that unfortunately that was not in the stars for me. So then when they came and they said, hey, we're starting a full contact karate league, I go, well, sign me up. I mean, I started with karate, then I went to Thai boxing, started competing in that, then I went to mixed martial arts, and now I'm coming back to karate. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And then especially if you see the effects, and you've been there, with the walls, the pit, the way it's shaped, the differences in the things that we do, the CGI behind it, you know, the how we take care of the fighters. You were talking about crypto. We have the crypto coin, and it means we're not going to call it gambling. It's called upgaming only. What that means is that you can't lose. So you put your money on a fighter, and if the fighter doesn't win, you don't lose anything. You win, though, you get more tokens. They go like, how is that even possible? Well, they take the losses for the first couple of years. So if I was people, I would start freaking investing because you simply cannot lose. But the great thing about that is that 10% of the winnings also goes to the fighter who won. And then 1%, I think, is going to the losing fighter as well. So everybody's going to be helped with that crypto coin. And I expect that more organizations start following in our footsteps.
Yeah, that makes it really exciting. I was actually sitting next to you guys during the Luke Rockhold fight, and I could hear you commentating and GSP commentating, and then they had like the token commentator as well, and he was talking about all the spreads, and he was next to me, and we're big in the crypto space here, and I think that is one of the big drivers for why it's so, people are watching it so much, because you can do this lossless betting kind of thing, like you said, but it's another angle to get people interested, because, you know, it's hard to start a new fighting organization and so many fail, but Karate Combat it's really taken off.
It really is. You know, when you get the karate app and you sign up, you also become an owner of the league. What does an owner mean? Well, you have actually a say in the rules. Like, for instance, in the beginning, we had no uppercuts. They got added. We had no knees to the head. They got added. There were no low kicks. There were low kicks below the knee, but not to the thigh, where everybody throws a low kick. Well, the fans, the app people, they started voting and they said, hey, we want it in. So now they're talking about elbows, allowing elbows into Karate Combat. If the majority is going to say yes, then we are going to change the rules and elbows are going to be allowed. In the beginning, I was a little bit, because for the people at home, it's a full contact karate organization with takedowns and ground and pound. There's no submissions. So the action keeps on going. Now, as soon as somebody on the ground hits the other guy, but he lands one knee on the ground, he's grounded. He's officially he cannot hit anymore. So he needs to be squatting the whole time. So in the beginning with the elbow, I go like, oh, with the ground and pound. But then I go, no, of course not. They can't, because they're on the balls of the feet. They're on their feet. They cannot be on the knees, so they don't have the space to throw their elbows in the ground and pound. But in the standing fight, they can actually do it. So you see, so that you give the power back to the fans, and they come up with these crazy rules, and everybody wins.
I love it. That's very kind of Web3, as we say in the crypto space, where unlike, you know, an Amazon or a YouTube or a Google, you're not just a customer, you're an owner. And that way you can decide and vote where the whole company goes. It's what I love about crypto. It's super exciting. It's like the new wave, and you guys are really embracing it. Also, Bas, I found it really intense to be there. And I've been to UFC fights, I've been to MMA fights, but you know, when Luke was there having that fight, it felt really raw. It felt kind of like Fight Club. I don't know why I felt that. Maybe the gloves are small, but it just seems really intense when you're there. Did I get that wrong, or does it feel a little different than other leagues?
Yeah, everybody will say the same thing because you guys are right at the pit.
Right.
And there is no fence and there are no ropes. You literally right there, the people are leaning on the pit. Some people said to put a glass of drink on there and they're watching the fight. And then the cameras are also behind the people sometimes. So you see a shot with people in front of it and then you see the fighters there. So it gives that Fight Club feeling, that it is, it's completely different than look in the background. And if people go to karate.com, it's free, by the way. So you don't have to pay anything. There's nothing. Watch it and see what happens, because every time we're somewhere else, we're in space, or then we're back in time, and then we went to Okinawa, and then we actually talked to the guy who started Okinawa karate, and we did a little bit of a history class for the people at home. Put these little tiny fun things in there. People are entertained and they see the fights. Hey, can't win. And then you can bet, but not lose. So that's the holy three right there for you.
Yeah, it's a win. The CGI is fun. Like you said, anyone can watch it anywhere. You can watch it on YouTube after. It's just, they're doing all the right moves. They're showing up to the crypto conferences. You're not really missing a beat. You do some influencer stuff, and you're starting to sign a lot of ex-UFC, really exciting fights. But some of the knockouts are getting scary. And it's like you said, got a real visceral feel to it. I think you're right. It's like being so close. I've even been to boxing matches, but when people are elevated and they're in a ring, somehow there's a little bit of distance there. But in that pit, man, I was like, wow, okay, this is happening. So yeah, it's super exciting. And you missed the last one because you were on set shooting with The Rock, this brand new movie.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about that. But otherwise, you're basically at every single one commentating going forward.
Yes. I just missed one only. That was that. There was a possibility of missing two because of the work schedule, but the director was really nice and he helped me out there. So we filmed all my stuff within 7 weeks. And that's why I was allowed to go to the next Karate Combat event.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.